Welcome to GCP Beginner series session 3. Today we are going to discuss about Google Compute Engine, which is one of the main important resource in GCP platform. And also we are going to discuss about what is a virtual instance and the important basic info related to VM instance. Google Compute Engine in GCP. It is a service that allows user to create and manage VM instances. So we can create and also we can manage the VM instances. In GCP, a VM instance is a single server that is hosted on GCP infrastructure. We create these VM instances using Compute Engine by specifying particular machine type like how many CPUs, what is the RAM size, and also we can also use different operating systems like Windows operating system and also Linux operating system. We will see the all important things step by step. In today's session, we are also going to see about how to create a Linux virtual machine or virtual instance. And we will connect to that VM using SSH. After connecting to that particular machine, we are going to install a simple Nginx web browser application. And also we will explore different VM instance actions like how to stop a VM instance, how to start a VM instance, and how to delete it. Okay. Before going further, let me show some practical sessions as well. Okay. In the previous session, I already told you how to select a particular project. So next to this Google Cloud, we have this project picker. Here already I have selected one important project, GCP-training. Once you select a particular project, we are going to create our resources in this particular project. Now click on this burger icon on the left side and select Compute Engine. Our main agenda today is to discuss about Compute Engine. In Compute Engine, we are going to see about VM instances. Just click on this. Okay. Once you land to this particular page, here you will see an option called Create Instance. Just click on this Create Instance. So here if you see on the left side, there are multiple options like mission configuration, operating system and storage, data protection, networking, observability, security, and different advanced features. We will see one by one. Okay. The first thing is we need to select the mission configuration. In the mission configuration, first we need to provide the VM instance name. So it is already predefined. Let me give one sample VM instance name. So I am going to give it as VM instance 1. So this is the name of our VM instance. After that, this VM in which region we are going to create, we can select here. So currently by default it's selected US Central 1. We can also select any one of the regions. Like in GCP we have total 43 regions. So you can select any one of the region. So let me come back down little bit. Let me select Asia South 1. This is a region. Okay. In this particular region, each region will have a multiple zones. So if you see zone here, in this particular Asia South 1 region, we have total 3 zones, 1A, 1B, 1C. So each region will consist of minimum 3 zones, maximum 4 zones. Whatever the VM that we are going to select, it is like a zonal resource. All VMs are like a zonal resource. We can create VM in a particular zone. So now I am going to create this particular VM in Asia South 1B. So select this particular zone. Okay. Once this region and zones are done, the next thing is we need to select the mission type. Mission type means how much CPUs we need to provide for our VM instance, how much RAM we need to provide, we need to select. So before that, we have the different kind of machine types: general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, storage optimized, and GPUs. Suppose if you see this general type, what is this general type machine type? So general type machine types are like very low CPU and RAM machines, which are normally used for testing purpose, or if you are doing any client presentation like dummy demos, we can use this general purpose, or if we are doing any POC kind of things, we can also use this general purpose machine types. In compute optimized, like these are like high CPU and RAM utilized machines. So wherever the high CPU and RAM are required, we can use this machine compute optimized machine types. These are used for intensive workloads. And so each one has a particular advantage. Suppose if you see the GPUs, when we use this kind of machine types. So if you are using any machine learning applications or data processing applications, we need high CPU, high RAM. In that case, we can go for GPUs. And also, when we are using any gaming application, at that time also we can use this GPUs. This is just like a high level overview. Let me select this general purpose machine type. In general purpose machine type, if you see here, we have a lot of series. So I have selected the E2 series. So you can select any one of the series. So it is low cost and day-to-day computing series, and it will provide this much CPUs, 0.25 to 32 CPUs, and RAM it can provide from 1 to 128 GB RAM. By default, this particular series machine type, it comes with a predefined two virtual CPUs like central processing units and 4 GB of memory. This is called RAM. So this is a preset condition. By defaultly, GCP is providing this particular configuration: two vCPUs, virtual CPUs, and 4 GB of RAM memory. Or if you want our customized machine type, we can also select that. Just click on this custom type. If you come down, so how many vCPUs we want, just we can expand this particular bottom. If you see on the right side, it is selected 6 vCPUs, virtual central processing units, and also we can select our respective memory. So if you want 3 GB, you can select 3 GB, 5 GB, 7 GB. So this is our choice. It is customized. But as this is a free tier account, I am going to select only this preset machine type, which is in default it comes by 2 vCPUs and 4 GB of memory. Okay, so this is a hardware configuration of our machine type. So once we are done with this, we need to select the respective operating system. So it may be either Windows operating system or Linux. Select this second option, OS and storage. Click on the OS and storage. If you see here, operating system and storage. So this is our name of the instance, VM instance 1, and we can select our own operating system. So how to select? There is one change option. Click on change. So here you see the operating system. It is a Debian operating system. If you want any Windows Server or Windows operating system, you can select that one. If you see here, this is a Windows Server. Or if you want any Ubuntu operating system, you can select Ubuntu. If you want Red Hat RHEL operating system, you can select Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system. It is our choice. So at present, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select Ubuntu operating system. Okay, just select this operating system. Once you select any operating system, it will have a version, different versions. So it is a user choice which option we want to select. Like you can see the different version types here. So I'm going with this basic default version 25.04 minimal. Just select this. Next we have boot disk type. What is a boot disk type? Suppose we purchase any new laptop, we don't have any operating system. Suppose while installing the operating system, it will use some boot disk space from the C drive, like some particular amount of space. This is called boot disk type. When we are loading this Ubuntu operating system, by defaultly it will take some disk boot usage that is of size 10 GB. So it is our choice. We can give 10 GB or we can increase. So based on our things. So at present what I am going to do, I am going to select this boot disk type of 10 GB space. And also if you see the show advanced configuration here, what it is showing, deletion rule. Suppose while you are deleting this particular instance, if you want to keep the boot disk, you can select this boot disk uh, thing, or else if you want to delete with the instance itself, you can select this delete the boot disk. Remaining things we can see it later. So this is how we can select the operating system, the boot disk type, and the deletion rule, whether we can keep the boot disk or we can delete it. Just click on select. Next one is data protection. Okay, click on this data protection. Suppose if you want the backup of the VM that we created. So if you check this backup plan, it will back up the full VM, because this is like in some cases our data may corrupt, like our virtual machine will not work as usual like that. So in that cases we can select this particular backup plan option so that our data will be in safer side. Okay, or else if you want any snapshot schedules for our particular disk, so that we can select this option. Or if you want any no backup, VM or disk will not be backed up. There will be, if data anything is deleted or corrupted for any reason, we don't able be recovering it. Okay, so to recover our data properly, it's better to choose this particular option, backup plan. This is about backup of data. Next one is networking. In networking, we have this firewall rule. This firewall, it will allows the traffic from the internet to our particular VM. If we select this allow HTTP traffic and HTTPS traffic, it will have a particular protocol ports 22 and some other ports. So with the help of that ports from external internet, the traffic will be routed to our VM machine. So this is how we can select this firewall things. So I'm just selecting HTTP and HTTPS traffic so that I can connect from the external world. So there is some observability tab. So if you want to display some device info or something during that screen recording or anything, we can enable this display device option. This is of not that much importance. And security info. Security, we have identity and API access. Whatever the VM that we create, it will have by default one service account, compute engine default service account. This service account is useful for connecting from one resource to the another resource in GCP. Suppose if we use allow default access, we can able to connect from one particular resource to the another resource. So we will discuss anyway one by one slowly. Next, confidential VM service. If we enable this particular confidential VM service, even GCP cannot see the info what is there inside this particular VM. So to do so, we need to enable it. Next, we have some advanced features are there. If you want enable deletion protection, suppose if you select this option, no one can delete our VM because we are enabling the delete protection option. So these are all the basic uh, features to create a VM. So let me create our virtual machine first. Once you are done with this, our VM will be created. VM instance 1. So it will take some time to create this VM instance. Just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. If you see here, This particular VM instance got created. It is just highlighted in green color, and this particular machine is running state. It is created in which zone? Asia South 1B. As I said earlier, each VM instance, it is a zonal resource. It will be created in a particular zone. Okay. Each VM instance will have two IP addresses. One is internal IP. This internal IP, we can also call it as a private IP. This private IP we cannot access from the external world. That's why it is called private IP. It is restricted within the GCP platform. We have one more IP, that is external IP. This is also called public IP. From external world we can connect to this particular IP. Let me show that how this internal IP and external IP works. Okay. So now I am going to select this internal IP, and from my Cloud Shell I am going to ping it. So using private IP, we cannot ping from external resource. Just let me click here. Now if you see here, it is not showing any data at all, because with the help of private IP, we cannot do anything, because we are unable to communicate with the private IP from the external world. Control C, go back here. Now we will check with our external IP. Just select this external IP, go to our Cloud Shell. Now I am going to do a ping with the help of my external IP. Click enter. Now if you see here, I can able to communicate with the external IP address from the internet. So it is giving some responsible data from the external world. This is the difference between a internal IP and a external IP. So we have seen that. Let me interrupt it. Control C. If you use Control C, it will come out of that particular loop. Okay. This is how internal IP and external IP will work. Okay. So name of the instance, in which zone it is created, and what is the internal and external IP of that particular machine. Let's go back to our PPT. Okay. So now we created our VM instance. Our VM instance name is VM instance 1. So now what is start and stop? Okay. Now let me show you about the stop. What will we lose when we stop our virtual machine? If we stop our virtual machine, what happens? Okay, let me show it here. External or public IP, as I told earlier, external or public IP will be released, and during the next state, different public IP will be assigned to the VM. Whenever we stop a particular VM, external IP will be removed, and whenever we start it again, a new external public IP will be generated. Okay. What will remain when we stop the virtual machine? All stopped virtual machine will retain only the internal IPs, means the private IP. Okay, I will show this practically. When do we need to stop the VM instance? So when we want to save the cost and we don't need that VM in the running state, at that time we can go and stop the VM instance. And also when we want to change the machine type, we want a different series of machine type, and we want a different vCPUs and RAM. At that time we can go and stop that machine, and then we can change the machine type. In that case also we can stop the VM instance. What about the billing? VMs in the stopped state or terminated state are not charged. Means when we stop a VM, it is not chargeable by the GCP. So let me show what will happen if I stop the virtual machine. So just escape, go back to our VM instances. So this is my instance, VM instance 1. Now I am going to stop this particular instance. Click on three dots. We have stop option here. Let me stop this particular VM. Click on stop. It will ask some basic info. Just click on stop. Now, as I told earlier, since we are stopping this particular machine, external IP will be released or it will be removed. So let me see here. Currently, it is having external IP. So we stop this particular machine. Let's see what happens. Just it will take like 1 or 2 minutes, and we are stopping the machine at present. So after the machine got stopped, we will see this. We don't see this external IP. It will be released, and we should not see any external IP address here. Okay. Let me refresh it once. Now, if you see here, what it is showing like this notification. Just remove it. If you see the machine VM instance one, this particular instance is stopped state. If you go to the right side, you are not seeing any external IP because this VM instance is stopped. So all the VMs which are stopped, we cannot see the external IP. It will be released by the GCP cloud platform. So what happens if I start this machine again? Okay. If I start this machine, this external IP, new IP will be generated and it will be assigned to this particular machine. So let me start it again. Click on these three dots. Now what I need to do, I need to start or resume this particular machine again. So click on start. So once we start this machine, we will be charged for the running VM according to the configuration. Just click on start. So it will take some time to start this particular virtual machine. So once this machine got started, what happens? We will see one different external IP here, wherever my cursor is pointing. See here, VM instance started, and if you see here, one different external IP got generated. This is what we have discussed. So internal IP it will be retained. When we start the VM, it will be same. When we stop the VM also, it will be same internal IP. Only the external IP will be changed. Okay, according to this particular things. Okay, so that's what we discussed here. What happen when we delete a particular VM instance? So when we need to delete a instance, suppose we don't want our work is done. We don't want any GCP VM resources at all. So at that time, we can go and particular delete that particular VM instance. So what happens when we delete? It will be removed. That instance will be removed, and associated resources will be removed from our project. Let me show how to delete a particular VM instance. Okay. So go back to our practical session. So this instance is currently in running state. So just select this particular VM instance. So I don't want this instance. I want to delete it. Okay. So what I can do it, just click on these three dots. I can go and click on delete this particular option. So once we delete this, what happens? This VM will be removed and all its associated resources will be removed from the GCP platform. Okay. This is just for demo purpose. I am not going to delete it now because I need to show you how to log in into this VM and how to install some web servers. I need to show that. So that's why I'm not going to delete. But if you want to delete, just click on this delete option. It will be deleted permanently. Okay. Just check box this. Next, what we need to discuss. Okay. Now what I'm going to do means I am going to install Nginx web server into the VM that I created just now. So I will install this Nginx web server now. So how to install? First we need to use this particular commands, Linux commands, sudo apt-get update, sudo apt-get install. What I am going to install? Nginx web server. So I am going to execute these two commands by entering into this particular VM just I created just now. Let me show it practically. Go back to our machine. So this is our VM instance one. So just move right side. There is an option here SSH. So what we need to do, just click on this connect, open in browser window. If you click on this, we can log in into this particular VM instance. It will take some time. Just wait for a few seconds. Just click on authorize. So any cloud person, so we should be familiar with what Linux commands, so that it will be very beneficial for us. What I am going to do, let me show that practically. Sorry. Okay. The first command is sudo apt -get update. Just update my system. After that, I am going to install Nginx web server. Okay, it will take 1 or 2 seconds. Next, what happens? Sudo apt-get install Nginx. Just click me. It will take some time. So it will ask yes or no option. Just press yes. So we are going to install Nginx web server. Okay, our Nginx got installed. So how to check whether Nginx is installed or not? We have one more command, sudo systemctl status Nginx. So this will enable us to see whether Nginx got installed or not. Just click on this particular option. So what it is showing, this particular thing, it is showing like Nginx, it's just running the process, Nginx server. So it's currently in running state. Okay, let me minimize this particular option. This is how we can enter into our particular machine using SSH, and we can execute our commands like update commands, installing Nginx web server, and so on. Okay. If we want to connect to our machine from the external world, what we need to do? We need to copy this external IP address. Just copy this external IP address, go back to your browser, just click on this control V option. Just I'm pasting my external IP address here and click enter. That's it. What it is showing, welcome to Nginx. Just now I installed Nginx web browser. I am communicating to my VM from my web browser internet, so that with the help of public IP, this is a public IP, and I am getting a valid response from the browser. That's why always we need to use public IP for getting the response from the internet or anything. So we should not use a private IP, only public IP we need to use. This is how we will get the response. Welcome to Nginx. Okay, that's all for today. Hope you like this session. If you have not watched my previous sessions, please watch GCP tutorial beginner series session 1, session 2, and come back to this particular session 3. And also I will be posting frequent videos on GCP tutorials. You will see a lot of videos from my end. So if you like this session, please subscribe my session, refer to your IT friends, college students, or anyone. Please do like and share my content if you like the videos. That's all for today's session. Thank you everyone. Goodbye.